There's a developing situation here in California, the Bay Area. There's a local station called KPFA. In Los Angeles, the KPFK. And I liked it. They were talking the way I understand things and so forth. But the more I listen to them, the more I just understand. I'm trying to figure out them, even that station itself. Because just as everybody else is mixed up, they too are mixed up. They're talking from things that, and many of them went to Berkeley University and so on. And I went over there to volunteer once, and some people feel their opinion is so great, but when you listen to it, it's not. It's so elementary. It doesn't worth nothing. They study nothing in school, and then they come back now trying to sound like if they're professionals. For example, some of the things they're talking about. Oh, we have sweatshops overseas. We should pay these people in India and in Bangladesh and whatever more. We should pay them like $10 an hour, and it just shows how they kind of don't understand what's going on in the world. Those economies are so small that $10 a day is what the government works with. The prime minister probably works for that kind of money. And so when you have somebody who's working as in some little garment factory, I mean, whatever they're paying them over there, that is what their society can bear, and that's what is important. In fact, they are keeping it low so that their comparative advantage could be so low, and this is why we have to send things over there to make, because they could do it cheaper. The quality also is similar. So I guess just how we were able to price ourselves out to the market by constantly raising, demanding more and more money, we're hoping that they will do the same thing. And then, there's no place where we can get cheap things. And by the way, many of them go to the stores and they buy garments and shoes and all that, and they say, oh, that's a good price, simply because it was made overseas. So when they get into that kind of area, I just want to know if they understand what's really happening. Well, lately now, they have something called democratic participation or something like that, in which they've imported something from Colombia and Brazil. It works over there, and at least in one country, it was implemented when there was a socialist kind of a government. That is, people in the community are going to be controlling the budget of the city. So they're going to have committees meeting around, and they're going to say where the government should spend the money and all this kind of stuff. I mean, I can't believe this stupid stuff people talking here. And as I said, some of these Americans here, they went to Berkeley, and they have these Latinos and then people from India, and the stuff they're talking about, though it was a part of the British Empire, still things are done different over there. Colombia, they are part of the Spanish Empire, and they have different laws, Spanish laws. And in their societies, they have a different type of corruption and discrimination that go on. It's not the same thing up here. So to bring their solutions up here is just kind of stupid. I don't see, first of all, in fact, they run it by some of the council members and they say, it sounds good, but we're not ready for that here. I mean, even if the community, they want to put it on a ballot initiative. Now, even if it were to pass, and I doubt whether it's going to pass, it could be held up in court forever. Because I think a smart jury can understand that this is not the way we run government here. We appoint these people and we leave them to run stuff. We just tout it and we pay our taxes and let them run it. I mean, things are difficult, but it's not necessarily because the folks don't know what they're doing. Of course, Schwarzenegger came on saying that he know what he's going to do, and he's going to run the state just how you run at your home, balancing your books from home. And they're different because the government could raise taxes. You can't raise taxes in your home. You have to just depend on your income to do your stuff, and you better always live within your means. But the government could borrow, they could raise this and raise that and come back and get that money and take care of business. Now look what happens in Latin America. One day I'm driving my vehicle and I suddenly had to stop because somebody stepped into the pedestrian crossing. One of these Latino guys run straight into my vehicle at the back and telling me that I'm wrong. I suddenly stopped on him and I got to fix his vehicle. And this is what happens. I hear this type of argument a lot of times from people from Latin America. When there's an accident and they run into somebody at the back, they always blaming the person in front. Our law is that you have to keep a distance and you have to be careful and looking out and be cautious and be ready to stop at any time. I mean, of course, if the person maliciously stopping just to give you problems, that is something else, and to prove that in court is hard. So you have to stay a distance, maintain a speed that you could stop in case this person suddenly stopped, whether intentionally or maliciously or whatever. You'd be good. Look, another thing was happening here. I was recycling in this area. I went to Puerto Rico for 2 years. This guy moved in to this area just before I left. And so in the 2 years he took over the recycling. Now I came back and I'm trying to do some recycling. He has things sold up, and he's upset that I'm trying to make some money off it. What he's doing, he's getting the guys together and paying them extra and all kind of thing. And then when I'm around, he's pointing me out and showing the cutthroat sign. I don't know what he means, whether to kill me or whether to, take over dominate the area in such a way that I can't get any money or any recyclables, and so I'll have to go away. Now today I was down to recycling, and he's looking at this receipt and saying, like, I suspect he's telling the lady, you look, I'm making less money than I used to make in the past. Is everybody making less? Because things are kind of getting strange. That's why I went back to teaching, so that I could maintain a certain type of income and take care of my business, And so he's ready to kill me. The next one is telling me, man, you buying stuff out here, you recycling out here, man. What's up? I'm getting less over here. This is America. You could open a business at the corner, spend $1 million, and I come on the opposite, and I open opposite the road. You spend money in advertising and all this stuff, and I come on the other side, and I have the same similar product, and I come in cheaper. You can't tell me that I'm coming and do nothing. That's the way it is. Okay? Who has whatever and gets the sale finally and can maintain and stay forever, that's okay. But in Latin America, apparently when he has a business, you just can't come in the area and start nothing. You just have to let him control things. That's not the way it is done here in America. And with the immigration push, with all these people from Latin America that are here, I hope that somebody is trying to teach them the culture. As I recycle and I go around and I look into the garbage bins, there's a garbage bin where the recycler says put cans, recyclables in there, in other words. They put the dog poop in there, they put the paper they use in the toilet in there, they put sanitary napkins in there, they put all kinds of stuff in there, and that is not where that's supposed to go. But they just don't seem to understand, and nobody's telling them this the way it is done over here. You see there's a whole bunch of disease outbreak in Mexico and down in Latin America there. They go to the bathroom, clean themselves with a tissue paper, and they put it in a thing they call Zafocon, and they put it in the garbage. We normally flush that down, but in Latin America, Spain and Puerto Rico, their sewer system is so small and it's made so shoddy that they're always backing up, and so they conclude that, we won't put the paper in there because it causes a backup. But we have adequate sewer systems here, and we don't put the bathroom tissue in nothing and put it in the garbage. You see what I'm saying? So when they're coming up and trying to change this culture, man, they want to make America just like Latin America. Well, if you have the system already in Latin America, why you want to change here? Go back there and take care of business like that. Notwithstanding there are things that we need to improve here, but not those things that are just cultural and okay, we eat this, and so that this should be the dish over here. Or this is the way our government is run. And the way they do things over there is based on a lot of things. When the people in the community taking care of the city budget, is because the politicians taking the money and put it in the pocket. It happens through Latin America. The budget is, say, $1 million, and all they're going to put to really work is maybe 100,000. They put the rest 9 in the pocket. They share it amongst themselves. You got to go and lock them up. Puerto Rico, the same thing. You got to put them in jail, and they don't get it yet. So the people in the community might say, you know what? And when they start to control the budget, they're going to direct things to their friends and the whole 9 yards. So instead of just 100,000 being spent, like if the government is doing it, they will maybe spend like maybe 500. So that's better than before. But that's the way we do it here. We do it the way is that the government takes care of business, and generally they do a good job. And if for any reason, they, like in this city out in Gardonas, somewhere out by down in southern LA there, they lock them up and charge them with giving themselves all kind of big raise and throwing them in jail. So this KPFA station and some other folks around here, the way they're talking, it looks as if they're just looking to run things into the ground and bring some chaos here that is kind of unprecedented. And mind you, this is coming at the heel of when they don't know what they're talking about. They haven't lived in these countries. They don't understand the cultural context. They don't understand the political reality. They don't understand nothing. But they figure that it's working over there, and so we should try it here. If it were working over there, those citizens would stay over there. Like some of them come over here, the government run them out of town, and they come over and trying to establish to me how important they are. Man, you're important, as your business. Your importance stop over there. I don't want you to come and tell me how you're important and trying, you want me to give you my lunch money or something, So this is something that I think we need to look at carefully, because these folks are copying. one last thing. They even want to run this in Latin America and in these third world countries that I was even born in. You have to have a garden because your income is just maybe 1,000 US a year. So you do your little garden, you grow your chicken, you grow your pig, you grow your sheep, you do this, you do that, so as to survive. But up here, when they're paying you big bucks, you could leave that to people who are specialized in that, and because they specialize in it, you can get a cheaper price than if I were to do it myself. Okay, and so now the fight in the city, every time you have a piece of land over here, they want to jump on it and plant some garden or whatever. I mean, these folks in Latin America need to understand that this is not Latin America.